Since its establishment, NASA has been the key organization synonymous with space exploration and was the most influential pioneer of the space, the last frontier. But nothing lasts forever, and the only certainty is change. And now there are several privately funded corporations developing technology for space travel. The top dog of these private companies is, of course, SpaceX. It is the popular Elon Musk-owned company that is now on the same level as NASA. And in this video, you'll learn the differences between SpaceX and NASA. So give us a thumbs up to show your support, subscribe, and ring that notification bell for future updates. You wouldn't be incorrect to suspect that launching rockets, people, and cargo into space is an endeavor that requires a gargantuan amount of capital. Furthermore, you wouldn't be silly to speculate that the technical knowledge required in space travel tasks is only accomplishable by a few privately funded companies. SpaceX is one of these companies, and definitely the company leading the pack in the mission to space, the Moon, and even Mars. Over the years, Elon Musk and SpaceX have built an excellent reputation in the private sector, and Elon Musk started the company with his money. SpaceX grew so fast with astonishing competency that NASA was quick to take notice. In 2002, when Elon Musk was still referred to as part of the PayPal mafia, decided to privately fund SpaceX and make its core mission space travel for humans. In 2006, NASA awarded SpaceX an exclusive contract to develop a vehicle that could carry cargo to and from the International Space Station. This was SpaceX's biggest entrance on the world stage of space exploration. That same year, SpaceX developed and successfully launched the Falcon 1 rocket, which was the first ever liquid-fueled rocket built privately that was capable of reaching Earth's orbit. So by 2008, NASA decided to use SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket and Dragon space capsule to ferry astronauts and cargo to the ISS, or International Space Station. In 2010, SpaceX set another milestone by being the first privately owned company to launch a spacecraft into orbit and then successfully recover the spacecraft, which has only been accomplished by 2 other countries. With this great accomplishment, SpaceX would be contracted by both NASA and private companies to put satellites into orbit. Then, in March 2020, SpaceX would launch astronauts into space for the first time in the Dragon 2 space capsule, and the first privately owned company to launch astronauts into orbit, then dock with the ISS, so the astronauts could transfer to the station, then detach and return to Earth later. This accomplishment, along with its many others, is why NASA and SpaceX work so close together. But you'd better believe that SpaceX is not the only privately funded company looking to the stars. Amazon's founder and multi-billionaire Jeff Bezos started Blue Origin in 2000. Its goal is to make space travel cheaper and accessible to more people. Other companies like Orbital and the Sierra Nevada Corporation focus on specific hardware and software essential to manned spaceflight. Although the list is short, there are competitors to SpaceX in the privately funded space race, but none have experienced the success SpaceX has, despite most of these companies being around a lot longer. Regarding NASA, they have been the top dog of space travel for decades. However, they have no problem helping privately funded companies bringing their ideas to light, even though NASA has sent more astronauts into space than any other country on Earth. Research and development in space have real-world implications down here on the Earth's surface, and we have NASA to thank for huge leaps in multiple fields that range from video games to healthcare. Many might not be aware that NASA was responsible for the development of a medical device that could keep patients alive before and during a heart transplant. This miracle piece of medical technology was based on the fuel pump aboard the space shuttle that was built by NASA. Experiments aboard the space shuttle led to doctors to a better understanding of bone and blood disease and the development of medications. Aside from NASA's research done abroad, there are space shuttles that has led to developments in the video game industry, particularly virtual reality. NASA also has an interest in the environment and has conducted several experiments and projects dedicated to Earth. These days, global warming or climate change has been a heavily disputed topic, as quality air is essential for healthy living. A large number of people living in places of high air pollution concerns the world. Hydrocarbons and other pollutants, such as sulfur oxide, carbon monoxide, and particulate matter have long been affecting human beings, crops, and even sea animals. So the issue of air pollution has forced many health organizations to embark on projects that will make things better, and NASA has been at the forefront of the organizations trying to heal the world. So NASA is making use of observational technology, which is a high-tech observation system. The tech helps to track and provide useful information for a better understanding of the Earth's air quality. This observational tech from NASA is called HSRL, High Spectral Resolution LiDAR. The organization, in conjunction with EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, is using this high technology to conduct a study to measure smoke aerosols produced during wildfires. The study will help both organizations understand how wildfire affects air quality and therefore direct us to the steps that can be taken to keep the air clean. So it's quite commendable that NASA has stepped in to contribute the betterment of our Earth, especially since the growing issue of global warming has many people alarmed. NASA is fueling climate change studies by using sophisticated devices as always. One of those technologies is the airborne radar devices that are being deployed in a space-based radar system to study the flow of glaciers, among others. The findings from the project will help scientists get a better understanding mind-boggling questions about the issue of global warming. It will also help scientists understand what may happen to the ice masses of the world in the future. NASA is leading this project, and that's good news for those who have been calling for urgent intervention. The organization does have the technical ability to make things happen, but we can only hope for the best. Most of us are in agreement that fossil fuels contribute to pollution. They fill the atmosphere with harmful greenhouse gases and create the primary cause of global warming. So, to develop clean energy that will replace fossil fuels has been at the forefront of recent industries. This clean energy will help to make our atmosphere cleaner and safe for all living things. NASA has already set the standards high, and now NASA wants to use eco-friendly fuel for all of their technologies. And to the astonishment of the world, NASA scientists have made an exciting discovery and are working on several other related projects to protect the Earth. One amazing technology developed is a way to make clean energy from algae. So to recap the differences between SpaceX and NASA, SpaceX is a privately owned company founded by Elon Musk that offers space launch services. NASA, on the other hand, is an organization controlled by the US government. NASA is also the biggest customer SpaceX has. Although NASA is funded by the government and SpaceX is privately funded, the two entities are now very much intertwined. NASA is now depending on SpaceX as its only means of getting cargo and astronauts to the space station. Plus, there are also plans in the works for a lunar landing that NASA plans to partner with SpaceX on. The glaring difference between NASA and SpaceX is that NASA needs SpaceX, but SpaceX doesn't need NASA. So what are your thoughts about the advancements of SpaceX and NASA? Are you rooting for private-owned space exploration companies to lead the market? Sound off in the comment section below. And as always, like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell for future updates. Thanks for watching. Until next time.